Good morning. I would like to welcome everyone to the Right to Believe Speaker Series. I am your host, Howard Self, President of Right to Believe. Right to Believe is a not-for-profit organization based in the United States. Our mission is to uphold the fundamental rights of religious freedom for all. We represent tens of thousands of individuals and organizations who are fighting to protect the right to believe in one's religion without undue governmental interference. Religious freedom is a fundamental human right, a critical keystone for any prosperous society. The theme for our series is, quote, "We are all God's children. Together, we will protect our right to believe," unquote. This speaker series is featuring spiritual leaders, educators, civil activists, and governmental officials from around the world, speaking on various topics related to religious freedom. Today, I am joined with my good friends, Dr. Michael Zablan from the Philippines, Dr. Kishore Rajkandari from Nepal, and Dr. Bimal Rai from India, who will serve as commentators. All are strong advocates for religious freedom, I am happy to say. Today, we have a special treat with two special guests who will join our discussion. I will ask Dr. Rai if he's available to introduce today's guest. And if he is not, he was having some technical difficulty. If he is not yet connected, then Dr. Kishore will do the introductions.
Thank you very much, President Howard Self.
Thank you,
I would
Dr.
like to
Kishore.
introduce our guest speakers today.
Oh, it looks like Dr. Rai has joined us.
Yes, sir. Hello, yeah, good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, Dr. Rai. If it's
Hello,
possible
good
to
evening,
put
sir.
your sound up just a little bit, that would be wonderful. And you can proceed with the introductions.
Yeah. I'd like to introduce our guest speaker today, Advocate Rajeev Saxena and Manoj Kumar, both are from India. Advocate Rajeev Saxena is an advocate and a member of Delhi Bar Council. He's a scholar and strongly believes in Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, a Sanskrit phrase which means the world is one home. He's a well-known social activist and best known for his work to protect the rights of children and women in India. He was awarded with the prestigious Jurist International Award. Dr. Manoj Kumar is also a scholar, development professional, blogger, writer, specializing in social and human rights issues. Working in the social development field for the last 10 years with a strong association with various grassroots movements such as gender rights, youth activism, and tribal and minority rights. He is associated with various international and national campaigns of human rights. Now, I hand over the floor to Sir Howard.
Thank you, Dr. Rai, for introducing our guests today.
Thank you.
Today, we will have a free-flowing discussion. So even though I may address the question to one of our guest speakers, commentators, please feel free to join in at any moment. Before we begin with the discussion, I'd just like to point out that here in the United States, where I live, there are some very serious issue battles going on in regards to religious freedom. Especially interestingly in our nation's capital city of Washington, D.C. The government in particular the Washington, D.C. courts are now interfering in religious matters, pinning one religion over another, and choosing sides in an ongoing schism. This is, of course, contradictory to our First Amendment of the Constitution, which says very clearly that governments should not interfere and should not choose one religion over another. Yet this is happening now in our court system. Advocate Saxena, as someone familiar with law, what do you believe should be the role of the state when it comes to protecting every person's religious freedom?
Videos, I think my video is not shown because of some restriction. Yes.
Now we can see you and now we can hear you.
I strongly believe that judges should not interfere in these things because it's the individual right of a person to believe in supreme or not believe in supreme or believe like this or like that. It's a personal individual's right and nobody can force anybody because it's the individual right. And nobody, if someone forces his own view on others, it should not be a judge or a government. It should be a person's own will, which leads to believe, right to believe, or believe in a God, or not to believe in a God. Because in India, for the ages, we are called Sanatan. Sanatan means the eternal. Eternal is always supreme. And supreme is Sanatan, eternal, and not the people. So people cannot force others. Even God doesn't force us to believe in him or not. We believe in God only when we have some sort of four type of people. Because of Jigyasu, which is called curious. They go for the supreme. And then it's ars. Ars means they are fed up with their life because of some problem. Then third is arthi, means there is some work with the supreme, which we want to get it done. And last is jnani. Jnani means who has achieved the supreme. But this is individual rights, not the people who can force us to believe this or not. And I strongly believe that right to believe is a right of a person and nobody can force him. And if anybody forces his egos, that is bad and not tolerable at all because it's individual right. I believe everyone should do his own belief and he can achieve the supreme if he wants. It's individual's own right. And I believe it should not.
And that is protected in your constitution?
Yes. In India, there are articles, Article 15, 25, 26, 27, 28. They have given a right. But even if they give a right, or they do not, it's individual right and nobody can force. Though they have given rights in India, and in India, from ages, they believe that it's individual right and one should profess his own religion, in a way he likes. And in India, nobody interfere with others. Whatever comes, problems, even if comes, that is because of egos of some individual person who force others to believe in this, if it comes. But that very soon it goes off because of individual. Everybody believes in India that it's the individual right. And society as a whole in India comes in a particular festival sort of they believe in that festival. Everybody enjoys that festival of other religion also. In India, from ages, Mohammedans, Indians, Hindus, which we call Sanatan, and then even Sanatan, so many views in Arya Samaj and Brahma Samaj, and there are other things. so many things in India. And Buddhists, Jainism, and Sikhism are all Hindus, called Hindu. Hindu is not word exactly, but it is given by the people in the word. It is called eternal as Sanatan in India. Yes.
Thank you, Advocate, for clarifying that. Dr. Kumar, it seems that right to believe is protected by your Constitution, and according to the Advocate, people practice well among each other. But I wonder, Dr. Kumar, could you share how informed you believe people are in India? Are they well informed about their basic rights? And how can we further educate the communities about their rights of religious freedom?
Sir, very first of all, I would like to express my deep thanks because you people have given me a golden opportunity to speak on right to believe and freedom of religion. And these concepts add a great value to the society. So coming to the part of India, see, we know very well that India is a country which holds unity in diversity, meaning many religions, as I will not say Hindu because Hindu comes from, it's a Sindhu, and Hindu basically comes from Farsi. They pronounced um, uh, H instead of S. Okay, so Hindu, when I am saying Hindu, basically I am talking about Sanatan Dharma. So yeah, so I have told that India is a country where different type of different people following different religion are flourishing and nurturing. Suppose if one person believes in Lord Shiva or Lord Parvati or Allah or Jesus. So, in my opinion, they have right to worship any god, to develop their faith in any religion. And I would also like to say that when we say conversion, actually we basically negatively point out when we say conversion. But if a person from secured their right, like Baba Sahab has when he wrote Indian Constitution, so he secured their rights. Like we have six fundamental rights, basically equality, freedom of religion, equality before justice. So when I am pointing out the Constitution of India, so I don't want to say that we have started believing on one family, one word under one God when Indian Constitution has written. So actually, we have been believing in the concept called Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam from ages. If you read Srimad Bhagavad Gita, so many shloks are giving us message of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We know very well that in the people of India are not only divided based on religion but also based on caste. So when people say Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, it means one family, one word, one family under one God, meaning Sanatan Dharma is accepting each and every people without seeing their caste, without seeing their gender, and all. So if I tell you about freedom of religion, so freedom of religion has been secured by Indian Constitution, but I would like to quote some couplets from Kabir. Like he says, I will translate in English as well. So he says, पत्थर पूजे हरि मिले तो मैं पूजू पहाड़, घर की चकिया ना पूजे जय का पीसा खाद. Meaning, if you worship an ideal stone, if you achieve a god or salvation, so I will worship a mountain, because mountain is bigger than a small stone. But you are not worshipping house meal which produces wheat flour and all. And another couplet I would also like to point out here. Kabir says, काकर पाथर जोरी के मस्जिद लई बनाए, ताचर मुल्ला बांग दे क्या बहरा होत खुदाए. Meaning, if I tell you a very simple meaning, God does not exist in temple, mosque, church. God actually lives in our heart. So basically, if we are putting loudspeaker, a big mic to praise the God, so God is not deaf and dumb. God is listening whatever feeling coming into our heart, because see, we have not created God. First of all, we have to understand God has created us, because he is not only handling the earth, the house of all the creature, God, but also God is handling the entire universe. And we have started believing in multiverse and universe also. So God is not only handling and like I want to make one more point here. See, according to our knowledge and information, the earth is only planet in the huge universe. Earth is only a planet where life is nurturing and flourishing. It means only India is not my home. Only Pakistan is not my home. Only China is not my home. Entire earth is my home. And we have to live here as a one family. But we are seeing many caste-based discrimination, not only in India, but like have been divided based on their race, color, creed, and all. So actually, what is happening according to me? People see. I know we are externally different. Like my fingerprints and your fingerprints would be different from each other. But if we see me from my internal, so you and I are same. You and I are not different. We are same. And the modern science, quantum physics, has also started believing that we are made of an atom, and uh, quark, very smallest entity, and electron, proton, and all. So I would like to say that if you forget anything, what you have to do, you just have to memorize, we are one. Aham Brahmasmi. I am a universe, you are also a universe, and everywhere is uh, a universe, and it is in Aryanak Granth actually. So we have to see, if we remove our ego, if we do not uh, create any kind of conceit, so automatically we will start to respect every religion, because see, although I born in Hindu family, but Muslims Dharam is also mine. Christian Dharam is also mine. As Matthew, one of Bible, it is also said, if you want to come to me, to the God, first of all, you have to sink all the differences if you have with your family and a neighborhood. One of the political scientists, Lasky, he also says, like, I do not have right to eat bread and cake if my neighbor is hungry. So this is the spirit we have to spread all over the world. And when coming to education, actually we are actually running in a cutthroat competition, and our educational system is basically functioning on the basis of career and all, like what kind of package I will get after completing my education. But true education, which taught the becoming true parents, true son, true grandfather and all. So our educational system is not teaching them. So
Thank you.
With the help of my fieldwork and workshop, I am basically spreading the message of Vasudev Kutumbakam and one word, one family under one God.
Thank you, Dr. Kumar. Among many points, it became very clear that in your country and in your faith, even if people are from different religions, they are seen as one family and respected because God dwells within each individual. And that is a very strong, strong foundation for religious freedom from my viewpoint. Let me ask some of our commentators to comment similarly from your nation. Dr. Rai, also from India, would you like to comment your experience in regard to this question?
He just went offline.
Okay,
Yes.
then Dr. Kishore, please speak to that question.
Thank you very much for this opportunity, and thank you both our special guest that you have explained very deeply about Sanatan Dharma and all our regions' belief. In Nepal, we have a new constitution from 2015, and this constitution recognizes the secular nature of the states. It guarantees the right of individuals to freely profess, practice, and preserve their religions. At the same time, we have new penal code 2017, and this penal code criminalizes the forceful conversion of people from one religion into another. Now, as our speaker said, forceful conversion is also not the right to believe. That's why this penal code is protecting right to believe, I feel, because it is not allowing forceful conversion against the right to believe. But I have just read one article, Challenges to Freedom of Religions or Belief in Nepal. It was published in 2018 by International Commission of Jurists. And it says that in Nepal, there are several instances where minority religions are deprived of their right to believe. I think this case study about Nepal might be true because many political leaders and political parties, they misuse these penal codes that criminalize forceful conversion. And maybe because of this reason that this report is there. I think when we see the social cohesion and harmony and unity in diversity, we don't feel that there is any violation in right to believe. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Dr. Zablan, would you like to comment?
Yes, good evening, sir. And good evening to our great speakers for today. We are very grateful for your sharing. And again, we are learning more and more about the practice of Hinduism. Whereas in the Philippines, we have gone different ages of colonization that also affected the role of states on religious tolerance. Most prominent of these aspects were the Spanish and American colonizations in the country. We were under the colony of Spain from 1565 to 1898. That's basically 333 years. And they brought us Christianity, in particular Roman Catholicism. During that period, the country had close ties between the Catholic Church and the government. So the government and the Catholic Church were closely working in order to lead the nation. The American colonization in 1898 to 1902 created a strong impact in the drafting of the Philippine Organic Act in 1902, which promoted the separation of church and state. And that is why our Philippine Constitution is strongly influenced by the American Constitution. Then, the 1987 Constitution of the Philippines declares the separation of church and state shall be inviolable in Article 2, Section 6, and no law shall be made respecting an establishment of religion or promoting the free exercise or prohibiting rather the exercise thereof. The free exercise and enjoyment of religious profession and worship is also protected in this law. Without discrimination or preference shall forever be allowed. So no religious test shall be required for the exercise of civil or political rights, which is stated in Article 3, Section 5 of the Philippine Constitution. In Philippines, we are aware of the right to believe, including the indigenous peoples of the Philippines, like our friend in Cagayan de Oro City, Archbishop Antonio Ledesma, is attending to the indigenous tribes by promoting and providing them basic understanding of their rights of choice. And the system of education is mentioned by Dr. Kumar. The system of education that aims education for all and no child is left behind is very strong in the education of the basic human rights, particularly the right to believe. And so this is what we have in the Philippines.
Thank you very much. It's quite interesting, your comments about separation of church and state developed from the relation with the United States. Here we sometimes experience not the advocates of religion, but those who kind of oppose religion use this concept to hit religion or try to restrict religion here. So there have been in the last years quite a few court cases where the non-religious people bring someone to court saying, for example, this religious figurehead or this religious scene, like a nativity scene at Christmas, that cannot be put on government property because of separation of church and state. So this is the kind of battle going on using the concept that originally was developed to protect religion is now sometimes used against it in our courts, in society and reality here. So an interesting battle is going on that way. Well, thank you very much, Dr. Zablan. Advocate Saxena, could you explain a little bit about your work to defend religious freedom from the positions you hold?
I'm sorry, I'm not able to hear you properly.
I'll repeat.
Can you repeat?
Can you hear me now?
Voice is not clear. Yes, yes.
Okay. Could you explain a little bit about your work in defending religious freedom?
Okay. Because first, religion comes from the people, and if we serve this society without thinking of any religion, we are serving the people only then when we are serving without religion, without thinking of any one religion. And our society and me are for the last more than 40 years, we are on this, we have developed a trust in society for serving people, not any religion, religion of Sanatan or not, because Sanatan is eternal. Everybody is involved in it, either who believes in some prayer like this, or like this, or like this, any like this, if you say. So it's not material how you achieve supreme. Your achievement to the supreme is your individual right. But if we serve the people of India without thinking of anything, that's the main service. Service to the people is the important. And now in our society, we are serving the young children who are going for drugs and liquor. They are girls going fast. We are taking them again to the military. Are you able to hear me? Sorry? Are you able to hear me?
We're having some internet difficulty.
My voice is clear?
We can hear you.
Okay.
We can hear you now. It has been interrupted a little bit.
All
Please
right.
continue.
And third, if what in Indian culture, if we respect to the elders, this is the main service. If we do not respect to the elders, it's not the society. And in India, Alzheimer patients, we are treating them and taking like a family. We are doing work on that also. We are doing for the children. We are doing for the young students, and then we are treating the old people. And third, we are also our society, Lokit Manav Social Welfare Society. It is also serving to the blind, because other people may not accept them, and we are serving for them. This is the main service which we are doing in India for the people. And what is important,
you are really
people.
You are really defending the defenseless in your society, those who cannot defend themselves.
Yes, because no, the people who are not looked after because of their own sons are not there, or sons are there who are died. All are those people we are treating them and helping them to the society, and take them as a family. Take them as a family means we have to give them love and affection.
Yes.
And we are giving stories from Quran, Bhagavad, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Ramayana, Ramcharitmanas. They are all epics, old epics. If we give them, it is not professing any religion. It is only helping the society to come with the love and affection with the family. Like Ramayana, they teaches you that if you sacrifice yourself, then you are achieving good harmony in the family. Like in Srimad Bhagavatam, we are having so many stories like this. So those stories are not saying that you should believe in God, or you believe in this God or that God. It's not that. It's only creating and sending message of love and affection. And also those stories where hatred has come, and then the Lord Krishna or Lord something, Lord Ram and Lord Shiva, they are bringing back to the society and killing them, those people who are creating this sort of violence or anything which is harming the society. So these Puran, Shastra, Veda, what we are in India for the long ages, they are not professing any religion, but only making our society a harmony, good harmony, friendship, sacrifice, and all this. And if we sacrifice our body to serving people, others, and other things which helps the society. That is the main message given by the Indian epic. And it's never called that you should pray like this or that or like this. It is not that. Prayer is individual right, and that is right to believe. Believe in Supreme means you are uplifting yourself to the Supreme. It's not that you can force others to uplift yourself. If he doesn't believe, it hardly matters how you believe. If you believe in God, in Supreme, you will achieve something else. If you do not believe in God, then you will achieve something which then you are having frustration in a later part. If you believe in God, you will be always happy. And happiness comes only when you connect your man. Man means your heart and your feeling. And your feeling, that is called bhavana in India. When Hari is bhavana, he means your God feels only your feeling and nothing else.
That's
if you feel
beautiful.
for the God,
that is a beautiful, beautiful culture of sacrificing for others, really putting into practice the faith.
Thank you
very much for sharing that. Dr. Kumar, in your work in the field, can you explain what you do with the communities where people have been oppressed as it relates to religious freedom? How do you handle that situation? Dr. Kumar.
Sir, actually, I have been working for the rehabilitation of children, senior citizens, bonded labor, and like so many people. So I have been working for the people who are coming from different religion, different caste. So if when I am saying right to believe, so if I am following the so-called Hindu religion, it is my personal belief. When I am going to the society, so I am basically working for the people without understanding their caste-based identity, their religion-based identity. So, sir, first of all, we have to understand what is our main identity. So, I am not a Hindu, I am not a Muslim, I am not a Christian. What my main identity is. My main identity is I am a human being, and I am also working for those who are also a human beings. So, and yes, this is one. And another thing is actually, sir, I have two organizations, Hamari Umeed as well as Spasht Uddeshya. So, Spasht Uddeshya and Hamari Umeed are basically working in the area of education. Like, one area is internal intangible resource management. So basically, when I am saying internal meaning from inside, coming from inside, and intangible meaning which does not have shape. So when I am saying my thoughts, my anger, my happiness, like I have to balance my emotions and all, and you can also call it self management or self balance, but I am calling it as an internal intangible resource management. So entire idea of Gita, uh, Buddha, and Mahatma Gandhi, Ambedkar, Jainism, Christianity. So these all religions are teaching us to be calm, to live in peace. So when all the religions are spreading the message from long period of time, they are delivering message on love, compassion, justice, equality. So why should I not teach them to my different type of target groups? Like, see, anger is not a property only for Hindus, not for Muslims. So anger comes in the mind of everyone. When I am saying anger management, so it means everybody has to manage their anger. So right time, suppose I'm giving you a very simple example. If a girl is being raped by any person, so I can show my anger there. But uh, if my brother is refuting my any opinion, I cannot show my anger to him because it is his views and these are mine. So this I am teaching to them. And one more thing I would like to add, which is called possibilities. So when I am saying possibilities, possibilities means everything, like we are children of God, and we have enough capacity, like we have unlimited capacity, which has been described by Buddha, Lord Krishna, Jesus, Muhammad Sahab, every scholars actually. So I am spreading these kind of messages with the help of possibilities. And one more thing, like I would like to mention here, sensory substitution. Sensory substitution means when I am not able to see, my other senses are becoming, meaning they are substitute substituting my eyes. Meaning, suppose I am walking along the road and one car is standing in my way, so I can sense the car with my ear because the sound will be hinder, like with the help of blowing sound of the wind. And so meaning I will not able to identify that car is standing on my way, but I can sense, meaning something is there which is hindering my way. So this is also so. Yeah, so I am trying to educate to the for the people with the aim, like to think, to start thinking out of box, and to love everyone because everyone is a human being. And I have quoted earlier that, we I am universe, you are also a universe, and everywhere universe is. And one very famous Hindi song sung by Muhammad Rafi is coming in my mind. I want to say it, and it is very meaningful for us. Like हिंदू बनेगा ना मुसलमान, हिंदू बनेगा ना मुसलमान बनेगा, इंसान की औलाद है इंसान बनेगा. Meaning, see, I am a son of a man. I will become a man. I am not going to become Hindu or a Muslim. So my first identity is a man.
As a man.
So I'm spreading this kind of messages with the help of various activities. Like I have design educational based activity, and I we have worked with the IJM, International Justice Mission, Justice Venture International, JVI, these organization work working for the rehabilitation of bonded labor. And Dinesh sir and I, Saxena ji, we have worked for their rehabilitation also, and we taught them about one word, one family under one God. See, you will easily say that Hinduism is polytheist, not a monotheist. But if you think deeply, that many shakhas, many branches are here, like Saguna Bhakti Shakha, Nirguna Bhakti Shakha, like those who worship God in a shape or without a shape. So, like some people are believing in goddess Saraswati, Shiv Shankar, and all. So, but
one family under
one
God.
God, one family, one God is a fundamental belief of
It's a very beautiful
Sanatan
concept.
Dharma.
Yes, very beautiful concept. Unfortunately, our time is running on. I have one more full question, but I'd like to ask the commentators, maybe if you could take 1 minute each to give your impressions about the global perspective, which we are hearing from our guests today. Dr. Kishore, would you go first?
Yeah, once again, actually, in the country, the advocates and lawyers, as our speaker said, they work professionally. That's why they don't think of their religion. They help as if they're customers. That's why they don't discriminate, and that's why they protect the right to believe. By such, I don't see there is any big two religion fighting together, and then it has to come to the court. This type of system, I don't see. That's why also I feel that this case is not there. When we see, as our speaker said, in the world scriptures, I mean Hindu scriptures, then we can find there are several avatars. These avatars, they are advocating right to believe. Actually, when there is the any sort of suppression to any religion or any faith group, then this avatar they release them, just like there are several avatars they are doing like this type of things that we can hear, we can see. That's why by nature, and as our speaker says, Sanatan, we respect right to believe, and this is in our culture is there, is inside the culture. That's why we as a Hindu people or this community, we are totally agreeing that we have to protect our faith, and we give freedom to everybody their for their faith. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Kishore, for that perspective from a prominently Hindu country. And now I'd like to ask Dr. Zablan, who's from a prominent Christian country, his comments.
Yeah, first of all, I am very grateful to our two speakers for their advocacies in protecting and helping our powerless, less fortunate, and in need people, particularly in India. And I am very grateful that both of them are talking about universal consciousness, that we are one family under God. Whereas when we talk about the global scale or bigger scale, we have to understand that the United Nations in 1948 has adopted the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which became the foundation for the international human rights law. And inclusive on these rights are the right to life and liberty, freedom from slavery and torture, freedom of opinion and expression, the right to work and education, and basically the freedom of religion and belief. So it is also a general human nature that when someone is being oppressed, not particularly living in our own country, the consciousness of people is to have sympathy, empathy with these people who are suffering. And that I strongly believe in what Advocate Saxena mentioned and Dr. Kumar mentioned, that we are one family, although we are not aware of it, but our consciousness is telling us that we are one family under the parentship of God. Thank you for that comment, for that note, Dr. Kumar and Attorney Saxena.
Thank you,
Sir,
Dr.
I would
Zablan.
like to add one point, if you give me the permission. Only one sentence I would like to speak.
Yes, go ahead.
Sir, actually, sir, what I am teaching to my students. So I want to say in one quote, quoted by Osho. So he says, I want to give you the thing, I want to give you what which you have, which you already have, but you think you don't have. And I want to snatch from you what which you already don't have, but you think you have.
Mm. It must be very intriguing to be in your classes, Doctor. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have one final question I'd like to address our guests with. It's become apparent during our discussion that religious freedom touches people involved in all sectors of our societies. And that means that the people themselves have to be involved when it comes to securing their own rights. Dr. Kumar and then Advocate Saxena, can you explain the importance of the faith community speaking out against injustice? Dr. Kumar?
Sir, will you please repeat your question once again, because I did not get your question, sir.
The question is, can you explain the importance of the faith community speaking out against injustice? When injustice does happen, is it important for the faith community to speak out against that?
Yeah, sir, actually, I would like to say here, justice is not a property. If we are living in one world, one family, under one God, if we are recognizing that we are not different, we are one, because we are made of atom, quarks, like electron, proton, and not only human being, but also every animal, every creature, every living creature existing in the earth, as well as every non-living celestial body are existing in the universe. They see these are made of atom. So when I am saying justice, so Indian Constitution not does not say justice. It actually says equal justice for all, meaning every people is standing before law equally. Every people have a right to get equal justice. So justice is not a property belong to any Hindu or Muslim or any other religion. So uh, our constitution has secured for every citizen of India, whether whether she or he is 1 day or 10 day baby or 110 years senior citizen, uh, irrespective of their caste and religion. So when constitution is securing their rights of equal justice, so why I am becoming hinder in implementation of the constitution? I will not. So I actually, whatever work I am doing for the rehabilitation of a society, and whatever my personal principle are, not only a professional but personal also. So I believe in equal justice, as I was earlier, quoted Lasky, one of the political scientists. He says, see, if I do not have a right to eat bread and cake if my neighbor is hungry, and he may be hungry because some sort of injustice is existing in your life. So, being a Hindu, being a Muslim, being you belong to any religion, you and your society as well as the constitution we follow, we have to, and we as well as the person himself or herself has to protect their fundamental rights of equal justice. If his or her rights is violating, we have provision in Indian Constitution that the person can go to the court, his rights are violating. So, with the help of Saxena ji is a very good lawyer. So, with the help of him, any person can go to the court if his or her rights is violated.
Thank you, Doctor.
I'll
Advocate
speak
Saxena,
first only.
you being our one legal authority, you being our one legal authority in today's program, would you please have the final comments for our program today?
I will explain. Actually, religion, what we call religion, if a person is religious, actually religious, then he has to send message of love.
Mhm.
If he is not actually religious, then he will come from with the ego. Ego will comes only when he is not actually religious. Religion taught you your sacrifice, and if we people who yes, he will go for self-interest. Self-interest comes only when a person is not religious, because he will think of selfish mode, what he gets. And the person who is actually religious, he will go for distributing things to others. If he is not distributing things as to others, either distribution of money, if he has got money, distribution of power, he has to give you strength and seva. Do seva means the service to the people. If he has got physically good health, and then distribution of wealth is also important. If a person who's actually religious, he has to do this all sacrifice. That is why he is linked with the Supreme, because Supreme takes care of all of us. Supreme, because Vasudev Kutumbakam means Vasudev takes care of all. Vasudev means Lord Krishna or Lord Supreme Authority. And if we are actually religious, we are actually believing in the Supreme or God, then we have to distribute things with all with us and not take those selfish interests.
So you're saying trust in God more than trust in this legal system.
It doesn't take anything except feeling of your love with the Supreme. God takes only those feelings and nothing else. God takes feeling, and what we take only self-interest. If we are taking self-interest, it means we are not religious. We are like buying things, like we are going to the temple or church or some mosque and praying for the God and taking things what we achieve. If we are taking things from the God, then we should distribute it. If we are not distributing, not serving to the people, we are not religious. I am very firm on it, because religion taught you peace, harmony, friendship. Then religion, when you come with this harmony, you get the wealth, prosperity, and knowledge. Then you distribute it. If you are not distributing, then it comes ego, which comes to you. Then you force others to believe in you. And then once force comes, fight and violence comes. And fight and violence, when comes, then you are losing the peace. It means you are disturbing the peace for the people, society, and the nation. And once you are leaving the peace, then you again come to the religion, books, epics, and your teachers to tell them how to achieve peace. It means peace comes only when you are religious. And if you are not religious, you are a selfish person, then you are definitely not giving correct path. So even in courts and government cannot do everything. If a person leader of the nation or the Supreme Court judge or the highest court judge is there, then he should be very religious sort of. Means he should serve to the people and not take something egos which is coming. That is why everyone takes you each and every path which is giving. And religion gives you values to the people. If he is not giving values, if it is creating violence, then it is not religion.
Yes. Thank you, Advocate.
Because once you are not believing in God, then you will not. Once you are not believing in God, then you will not believe in your family as well. You will not believe in people also. So belief comes only. That is why right to believe means you're believing the Supreme, and believing the Supreme is a good right path for the people, and they should learn that how to serve people and sacrifice. I believe in this.
Thank you.
That is why I believe in those.
Thank you. On that high note, we will conclude our discussion today. We went a little past our usual time, but it was very wonderful to have Dr. Kumar and Advocate Saxena and our members from the Right to Believe group. We're very grateful all of us could convene today, and I want to thank you. Just in concluding, to our audience, thank you for joining us today. This will close our program today. We really want to hear from you. If you enjoyed this discussion, please click the like button or the subscribe button on your computer. And please share your thoughts on future topics on religious freedom that you'd like to see discussed in our program. Through the chat, please give us suggestions, give us comments, chastise us if you desire. We'd really like to hear from you. Our next event will be this coming Tuesday, June the 30th, and we will be featuring leaders from the Philippines on Tuesday, June the 30th. So please join us at that time. It'll be the same start time as today's program. And if you are interested in knowing more about Right to Believe or would like to join our global effort, please visit our website at righttobelieve.org. Righttobelieve.org. Thank you very much, all of our panel. God bless you all, and we'll see each other again soon. Good day.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you, Advocate. Kimi, you have control again.